Bro, you got that music in my ear. And my voice.
Yeah, well, it's gonna come. It comes off. So,
All right.
Ed Max here said, "Talk it up." Let me know if everything sounds good. Now that I had to reset up everything again, since Talk It Up, obviously you can see the desk behind me and everything. Let me know if everything sounds good. So Ed Mac and Gator fan was in the chat. What's happening? Nobody's showing up right now. Just gotta wait and see what happens.
I'm mad surprised no one has any questions right now. If you have questions, let us know. I don't think we've ever come onto a live stream and no one have any questions, but apparently I'm loud.
Maybe is Zach loud? Zach is loud and echoing. Okay.
Echoing.
Okay.
So that remember what we had to do to fix that last time?
Hold on. Let me try something. Can you talk to me really fast?
Hello.
If he's echoing anymore, guys. Let's see if that works.
Yeah, let us know if the echoing is all goods. Do we have any questions? Does anyone have any start sit questions? Maybe everyone just knows what they're doing for week 1 at this point.
Yes, he says Zach's better now. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. That's my thought process. I mean, if you guys have any questions, please drop it in the chat. So funny that no one's coming today. But maybe it is week 1. Stuff like that happens. You gotta wait and see what happens week 1 and then kind of go from there.
Okay, finally got one. Fant or Higby? Hey guys, drop a like on the video if you don't mind. Help your boys out.
Yeah.
And yeah, drop a question. So first one is Fant or Higby. Let's have a look at both of their matchups here. We typically answer your question in PPR. So if you have another format, just let us know. Fant goes up against the Giants. Tyler Higby goes up against Chicago. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Look, Tyler Higby is a top 10 tight end. You kind of have to start him.
Fant is also a top 10 tight end.
Sorry, that's what I meant by Fant. I meant Fant as a top 10 tight end. For me, at least in my rankings, Higby is not a top 10 tight end. It is a great matchup. Right. The expectation with Matthew Stafford to target Tyler Higby is in favor. Shout out to I don't even know how to say that. Oxy, just subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you.
K-Oxide.
Yeah, K-Oxide. Really bad at pronouncing names.
I'm going Fant.
Yeah, I would have to go Fant as well. Look, I think they're both good starts. I think you just have to go based on matchup and maybe what happened last year, potentially. You know, Matthew Stafford is in with this new offense. We don't know who he's really going to target. We just know that he likes to target tight ends.
Fant feels more secure, and I think he has a better matchup against the Giants. No disrespect. Gator fan says, all the things being equal, how do you generally decide whether to put wide receiver, running back, and flex? If it's PPR, I would say hopefully you have a good wide receiver to put in there. If it's half PPR standard, then maybe, I mean, you know, if you have a better running back, it does depend on who those players are, but that's typically how I would decide that. Colin B. Ballin, what's up? He said, sup, guys. I'm deciding between Laviska, Shenault, and Jerry Judy in my flex.
Oh.
Laviska and Jerry and Judy. So Laviska is obviously facing Houston.
And then Jerry is facing the Giants. Look, both are great matchups. We can't even say go with what you know, because
I would honestly, like, if it was me, I would rather take the chance on Laviska this week. Against Houston. I feel like he's shown he has solid chemistry with T-Law. I think they're both have similar projections, but I would take the risk. It is a risk on Laviska this week over Jerry Judy. And your defense isn't bad. Your secondary isn't bad.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Houston's terrible.
That's you know, my 2 cents was when I was gonna say was that the Giants defense is decent. The secondary, I don't know who's gonna be guarding him. It could be Adoree Jackson. Now, I think James Bradbury will probably be on Cortland Sutton, but Adoree Jackson will probably be on Jerry. So it really depends, and that's still decent. Like I said, our secondary is good, and the linebacker core kind of with Blake Martinez is decent. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, if you haven't dropped a like, could you do that for us? That would be big love. And drop a question. We're going to answer all of them if we can. By the way, do us a massive favor. When you drop a question, say if it's PPR, half PPR, standard, because that's really going to help us give you the best answer possible. Ed Max says pick 2, Landry, Gage, Tyson Williams. Landry, Gage, and Tyson Williams.
Gage is playing the Falcons.
That's a rough crew to pick from,
Tyson's
honestly.
The Raiders. Gage. Look, if I had to pick somebody, I'm not picking. If I had to not pick somebody, I know out of that 3,
Gage, yeah.
I'm not picking Gage. So probably have to be Landry and Tyson, to be honest. The expectations is that
Gage has upside, but
for sure.
I just think like week 1, you go with a little bit more safety. The Browns are facing the Chiefs. Chiefs need to score. I mean, the Browns will need to score.
Right.
Tyson Williams seems to be like the running back in that backfield, and they're facing the Raiders. So,
we'll see. We'll need to see. I mean, all the reports coming out saying that Tyson Williams will be the guy to be carrying the workload, but we just don't know. We really just don't know. It's definitely a risk there, but Gage is also a risk.
Yeah. What's up, KO Oxide? Green Bay, Chargers, or Miami defense? I would say defense is the hardest thing to predict when it comes to fantasy. So it really depends on these matchups. Green Bay, Chargers, or Miami. Okay, so Green Bay, who do they face?
The Saints. Chargers plays Washington. Miami plays the Patriots. I would have to say the Saints, the Packers.
Really?
Potentially. I mean,
yeah, right. Against New Orleans, you would expect maybe Jameis to throw an interception or 2.
Yeah, I mean, at the same thing, and then
maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick as well. Man, that's hard.
I believe in Washington's offense more than I believe in the Saints. So I would probably choose the Packers if I had to choose one. It's not sexy options by any means.
Yeah.
Who would you drop for Corey Davis? Nelson Aguilar, Henry Ruggs, or Zach Moss? I would probably drop Aguilar. Yes. I think Ruggs has higher upside, and Moss is someone that you should probably keep on your bench.
I would say the opposite. I would drop Henry Ruggs, keep Nelson Aguilar.
Okay.
That's me.
But definitely, like, Corey Davis should be on your team over all those people.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
PPR,
yep.
Yeah. Allen Robinson or Corey Davis, PPR. I think I will. Because Allen Robinson is going against Jalen Ramsey.
Start your stars.
But you have to start him. Absolutely.
Yep.
Nolan Brown, Scary Terry, or Najee Harris, half PPR.
All right, just super loud.
Sorry, my bad. I'll kind of come back.
Terry or Najee, half PPR. What in the world? What league are you in where you have to decide between Terry and Najee?
Is that like an 8-man league or something? I wonder. I feel like that could be an 8-man league in a half PPR.
Jeez, bro. I mean,
I expect you probably have to start in a half PPR. Probably Najee because of the running back upside and the opportunity.
I see these kind of questions are just you're bound to lose answering them. I don't know. I honestly don't know. They both should be started in almost every league, so I don't know how you have that choice. I would probably go Najee as well for the safety. I think he's going to get more touches, but honestly, McLaurin, I mean, Samuel's out. I think he's going to get a lot of targets. So
yeah,
it's really on the line. I would lean
definitely on the line.
I personally would actually lean towards Terry, just because I know what Terry looks like in that offense already. But
what's happening, Sean? Anthony, I don't think
we got a question over on Twitch. I want to make sure we answer that.
Yeah,
just quickly.
Absolutely.
Pick 2: Hines, Hunt, Tyson Williams, Robbie, Anderson. Pick 2. This is pretty easy for me. Kareem Hunt, Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
I agree. Kareem Hunt, Robbie Anderson.
All right, Anthony Pacchino-Weenie. What's up, my guy? PPR, McCole Hardman or Marquez Callaway? Now that is.
I think for me, it has to be
interesting.
It has to be Callaway.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the upside with McCole Harmon is ridiculous. We just don't know. But Callaway is the number one guy.
Yeah. If McCole is relevant this week, it'll be because of, a long touchdown, which happens, but it doesn't always happen. And Callaway seems to probably get more touches, more opportunities. So
it's going to be a hard matchup, though, against J.R. Alexander for sure.
Yeah.
Gabriel, yo, fellas, two starts, 2 sits. Corey Davis, Devonta Smith, DJ Chark, or Elijah Moore. So, I mean,
so start 2, sit 2, basically.
I'll probably have to start Corey Davis and Devonta Smith and sit Chark and Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not going to start two Jets, to be honest, on your team. Devonta Smith, quote unquote, number one. Chark, when I'm not a huge fan of Chark at the moment.
I think Chark's a wait and see right now.
And Elijah Moore, I would love to start him, but he's also a wait and see. I think Jamison Crowder's out right now as well, so that could be a good opportunity. But
yeah,
it's hard.
I agree with you.
Jets.
I agree.
Yeah, Sean, blah blah blah. Gators. Are any of these players that if they had first week or two? So okay, are any of these players that if they have a good first week or two, would you be looking to sell high? Absolutely.
I think that's going to be answered in our trade for and trade away podcast next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We just don't know who that's going to be.
Yeah. Every week just so you guys know, every week we do a trade for trade away podcast. We also make YouTube content off of that. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you can also listen to our podcast, available worldwide. Defense is so hard to pick. Cowboys D scored double than the Bucks D. Exactly. Defense is so difficult to predict. That's why a lot of people don't utilize it anymore.
Yeah,
within fantasy. Another question over on Twitch. Do you think Tyson starts Monday? I do think Tyson probably is the starter on Monday. You think about it, it takes, running backs a while to get accustomed to the NFL or to their team, excuse me. And Tyson's been there for the longest of anyone. So I do expect him to be utilized. I don't think by any means he's going to have a 70% workload. It's probably like a, 60, maybe 55. But against the Raiders, that's someone I'm comfortable to start in a flex if I need.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think you just have to wait. If you're in a desperate situation, maybe you had a Gus or maybe whoever you had that got hurt, you kind of have to start him, and you're not gonna like it, and you're gonna hope and pray that every touch he has a breakout run, or if he gets those goal line opportunity. So you just have to hope and wait and see. Noah, what's going on, brother? Let's go, boys. What's your confidence level in Eckler playing and doing well? If Eckler doesn't go, Marvin Jones, Jalen Waddle, Darnell Mooney, or Tyson Williams. Look, I think we're both confident that he is going to play.
Yeah.
I think there's also reports already came out saying that he's not 100%, but he's expected to play. So I think there's no doubt about it, unless there's some last minute thing, game time decision that happens that says, you know what, we're just going to rest him. I think you have to just start him.
Yeah.
But that's something.
If he plays, you play. You start your stars,
absolutely.
Right? I mean, Eckler is a star, especially in PPR formats. You absolutely have to play him.
Yeah.
We've had people DM us and say, like through Patreon, and say, hey, people told me to sit Keenan Allen because of Washington's defense. Guys, you start your stars. I understand Washington's a good defense. I'm a fan of Washington, but it doesn't mean that you sit your stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're saying that, Noah, but I just, if anyone out there is like, oh, do I start? Yes, you start Justin Herbert. You probably don't have a better option. You start Keenan. You start Austin Eckler.
I agree. Just to answer that question, though, if he doesn't go, hypothetically,
I
think we probably both agree that it's probably Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
Jones, Jalen Waddle, Darnell Mooney, or Tyson Williams. I think for me, it would be up in the air with Marvin Jones, Tyson Williams, but I'm definitely – well, if it had to be a second one, it would be Tyson Williams.
Yeah. Gabriel, just to answer you guys questioning why I have both Davis and Moore, I picked up Davis last year as a member of the Titans, and then Elijah had fallen all the way to 3.7 in the rookie draft.
Oh.
Could you imagine getting Elijah Moore at the 3.7?
That's crazy.
No, I mean, I don't think it's bad having both of those guys. It's not ideal, but it's not a terrible situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ed Mack, pick 2, standard league. Monty, Damian Harris, Corey Davis. I probably would go Monty and Damian Harris, but that's because it's a standard league. What about you, Badaki?
Monty Harris.
In standard, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Especially
Kyle,
with Stevenson coming off that thumb injury.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, Kyle, I don't think we ever had you, man. Thanks for coming through. What's going on? Have PPR, Harris or Cooks. Najee Harris or Brandon Cooks? It's definitely Najee Harris.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt about it.
The Miami fan in me wants to run it with Waddle because Fuller isn't playing, but we can't be emotional out there week 1. Yeah, look, Waddle is probably a really high upside guy this week. There's a lot of risk too, a lot of risk. So, you know what I mean? Like, I personally wouldn't feel comfortable starting him, but if he does do well, then you're probably just happy that he's on your team after this week. You're probably not upset that 100%. You didn't start him. You're probably like, hell yeah, he's actually involved. 100%. You know?
I won't be surprised if someone like Waddle gets like a jet sweep and scores a touchdown, and then that's probably all he gets, and maybe tops 5 targets. 5 to 8 targets. That's kind of how I'm feeling.
Well,
right now.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he was a big part of the offense. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not gonna bet my week on it. Over there on Twitch, Chubb is my other running back, and Tyson starting right now. I think that's 2 running backs we're comfortable starting, so we're comfortable with that. 39 from Amari on Thursday makes it even more tempting. Anyone who started Amari Cooper, you're feeling amazing. Imagine playing against Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Hi, that's me.
That's
it's just a fact. By the way, I also started Zeke. So I started Zeke, and I'm playing against Amari and Dak Prescott in the league. It's fat GGs. Hey, if you're watching, haven't dropped a like, show some love. We're going to answer all the questions for you. If you can drop a like for us as well, that would be great. Ed Max says, pick one. Last question, no stress. Full PPR, Deontay, Gaskin, or Damian Harris? Whew, that's hard. I think Damien Harris is out of there, honestly.
Gaskin against I would probably say Deontay. The expectation of that game being a high scoring game against the Bills, he can probably at least get a touchdown. Gaskin against the Patriots, it should be good as well. Pass catching back ability. That's hard. That's a really hard one. I think both of these guys are completely equal. I think you had to really break down the defense.
Yeah, I think I will go Deontay. If it is full PPR, my heart is telling me Gaskin, but my head is saying Deontay Johnson. So I would go Deontay. I think the Bills are going to score a lot of points. Well, it's a good defense, but they'll both need to score
definitely
points
one of the most exciting games in the first slate.
Yeah.
I mean, every game's exciting, let's be honest.
He said, sorry, Damien Harris. All goods, brother. Okay, so let's answer that again. Damien Harris or Brandon Cooks?
Right.
I think I'm half PPR.
I think I'm still going Damien.
I think I'm still going Damien as well. I could be very wrong about Brandon Cooks, but he just doesn't excite me this year.
Yeah,
very, very wrong.
Brandon Cooks.
Here's a good example, right? Last year, Keenan Allen. No one wanted him in drafts. Why was that? Because Tyrod Taylor was the starting quarterback. First week came out, laid a stinker, and then Justin Herbert comes out and he's great again. So as you know, it does make sense. He's playing the Jags. It's the only person really there. I think people are sleeping on Nico Collins though. He could emerge.
Oh, 100%.
But I would rather start a guy who I know is going to get a bunch of touches and doesn't have to be forced. So I would go Damian Harris. Non-PPR, Javonte Williams, Hines, or Sony Michel. That's a difficult one right there because it's non-PPR. So Hines, his upside is significantly hurt. I would probably go Javonte, honestly. I know you're not going to like that.
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just, hey, what's going on? Sorry, Blaze is going crazy. I'm not picking. Shout out to Lopez, Cord Lopez, for just subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you, brother.
Big love. I would go Javonte there personally.
I don't like it, but I would have to say Javonte as well.
I just don't know what Michel's role is going to be, and I feel more confident in Javonte Williams. I am under the impression that he's going to get as much work as Melvin Gordon, but Daki's not there.
I'm not there right now. Don't get me wrong. I love Javonte Williams. What just scared me was seeing Melvin doing really good in the preseason. and I know it's preseason, but he looked good. He looks fresh second year in that offense. I don't know. Why not Melvin?
I mean, so when you say that, I say, oh, were we not watching Javonte though? Because he looked very
great.
nice.
He looked great.
Like he looked like a game breaker.
He looked really good. 100%. I completely agree with you. Just
All right,
why not Melvin?
Ed Mac, sorry.
No, you're fine. Monty or Deontay, full PPR?
That is so tough. Full PPR.
You think of the expectations again, though. Like, let's really think about it. Are the Bears favorites in this game? I doubt. No, they're not. Not that I doubt it. They're not. This Ram defense is really good. Probably gonna. I'll probably go Deontay.
I think I would go Deontay too. I don't like it though.
I
really don't like it because I think I'm gonna regret it. But I think I would go Deontay.
Yeah, that's actually difficult. Once again, this is week 1, guys. We're everything that we're basing off of is what we know from last year.
Rams defense is legit, bro.
Mm-hmm. And what we know is coming into this year. So at the moment, it has to be Deontay. But that Monty's could have a good day. You never know.
By the way, guys, we're going to answer all questions as quickly as possible. If you do want your question answered straight away, there's a super chat option. Any super chats we'll answer straight away, but we will answer all questions. Gator fan says, my top 4 RBs are Carson, Clyde, Taylor, and Connor. Would you stay as is or look into trade for James Robinson, Gaskin, or Mostert at full PPR? I think right now, I mean, Gator, we've had some conversations over on Patreon, but I think right now you can't force trades, especially week 1. No one's. I don't know about you guys in your leagues. All of my leagues, it's like everyone's like stalemate. Like I'm holding. Like I want to see what's about to happen.
100%.
So I don't think you're gonna see a lot of trades week 1. I think week 2, 3, 4, you'll see a bunch more trades, but I don't think you should because I think you might have to force those trades right now.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Which means you'll lose.
Yeah, I agree. Week 1 is very difficult sometimes. You just don't know what's going to happen. Everyone wants to see it. You want to see the upside. Even if they don't have a good game, you can see how their role could progress coming into the year. So that's what people like.
Yeah. Cord Lopez, what's up, my G? Said start 3 PPR. Chase Edmonds, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Cortland Sutton.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. So you have both Panthers.
Look, off the bat, we're not a huge fan of starting guys on the same team, especially in the wide receiver room.
They are playing the Jets, though.
They are playing the Jets 100%. You gotta change the language on the Jets. We've been saying it all off season.
I know. Well, I'm changing my language on the Jets offense. I'm not sure what they've done defensively. I don't think they're going to be top 15 defensively.
Oh, I don't think so either.
You know what I mean? But I get it. Yeah, we do have to change the language.
Look, for me, I don't think...
Edmonds is playing the Titans.
Hey.
Personally, I think I would probably go Edmonds, DJ, Robbie. I don't think I would start Sutton. But I hate that you have to start people from the same team.
Yeah, look, I don't think I can start somebody from the same team. I don't think I would want you to do that either. You can definitely...
but let me run a scenario past you. Okay. So you start DJ Moore, you sit Robbie Anderson. But then Robbie Anderson has a better week. And Cortland Sutton has, let's say, 2 more points than Robbie Anderson. Are you upset that you sat? I think you'd be upset. Yeah. I would start both of them. Personally, I would sit Cortland Sutton there.
I think I would probably have to go Blaze. Can we not right now? I'm on the live stream. My dog. Sorry, guys. Robbie Anderson. You look. It's just hard for me to start both guys. I think I would, if I had to, I'll start Robbie because I know he'll probably be in the slot a lot more. Sam Darnold likes to target the slot, but DJ Moore is also going to be in the slot as well, according to reports.
I'm telling you, bro, I got to start both of them.
That's fine. I think I'll probably have to go Chase and Robbie. So I don't like it, but
Chase, Robbie, and Sutton is what you're saying then. So you're going to sit DJ Moore Robbie, for Cortland Sutton. That just sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy, but
I can't do that.
I can't start both.
I honestly think if you sit one of them, you're going to be upset because the other one could have a better game, and you're going to be like, damn it, like I sat them because it was a mental thing. That is a mental thing. Like if you look at these wide receivers and they weren't on the same team, you're going to start the guys on the same team.
I don't know. Like, would you start Kareem Hunt? But would you start Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb?
If they were my best options, yeah, I would do that if I had to.
Right. Okay.
I'm not going to start like, Zach Moss over Kareem Hunt because I have Nick Chubb.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's
I just don't think you can do that.
That's definitely a mental thing for me. So, like, look, you can definitely take that as you wish. Cord, is it Cord? Yeah, Cord. I mean, follow your gut there. Best tight end from Justin. Shout out to Justin. What's good, brother? I don't think we've seen you on the streams before. Best tight end streamer with a chance to score a touchdown.
Streaming's hard because a lot of these average tight ends are, you know what I mean? Like they're rostered. I would probably say there's two that come to mind for me: Zach Ertz and Austin Hooper.
Yeah, my first guy was Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
Could be a high scoring game. Points. Something can happen.
Yeah. So I think those were would be the two that we would say have a chance to score a tight end. I mean, there's a lot out there, but that's who we would maybe take a risk with.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to push that question. It's tough because it can be fun to trade. Don't want to mess up your team. Totally, man. It's all right.
Yeah.
1 week at a time. Gabriel, really quick. I have one league mate coming at me hard for AB after his week 1 performance. AB is my wide receiver 4 behind McLaurin, Lamb, and Anderson. Do I consider moving AB? Yes, absolutely.
100%. You have to.
It depends on who you get.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't move him for nothing. But if you get a player that, I think has a more solidified role, we're under the impression with these Bucks that it's going to be one of the 3 every week that has a snoozer. Are you in the same place with me?
Yeah, exactly.
Like every one of those week, 3 every week is gonna snooze on you.
And last week was Mike Evans, or this past game was Mike Evans. And like, are you going to be selling Mike Evans on the low?
Well, let me ask you: would you rather have Mike Evans or AB?
I'd rather have Mike Evans.
Same. Yeah. But I don't think many people would see it that way right now.
Yeah, AB. I think the history of AB is good. When I mean, like in his football history, so like
big name.
Yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard. I would be selling him for a more solidified role instead of. I think AB is going to be boom or bust every single week, and that was just his boom week 1.
I mean, if you can get like a Deontay for him, maybe I don't know, like a Cooper Kupp. Those are the kind of players I'm probably looking to get for an Antonio Brown. So, course cord. My running back room is C-Mac, Mixon, and Gibson, so not very often am I going to even be playing 3 wide receivers. Yeah, but you'll have more trade bait. Action Jackson. That's a pretty cool username.
Action Jackson. Most of the sermon, both full PPR. I think we'll both have to go Mostert. Yeah, we have to, yeah. Sean, what's good, brother? From New Zealand, bro. Shout out to, hey guys, by the way, we have a live show every Thursday night and Sunday night at 7:40 Eastern Standard Time. We go live about like 40 minutes before the game starts, and we're just going to be talking, reacting to live stuff. Zach and I did the show here in the studio. It was actually really fun. We had a lot of people come through, support the show. It's called Talk It Up. Once again, every Thursday night and Sunday night, we'll be watching the games to come through. Chark, Shepard, or Hollywood Brown, full PPR.
We got a super chat. Let's answer this real quick. We'll get back to your question. Massive love for the super chat, Action Jackson.
Action Jackson, huge love.
Marquise Brown, Mostert, or Sermon. 2 flex spots in PPR. Ooh, that is difficult. I would probably go Sermon. I don't know that I could start Hollywood Brown over Sermon. What about you though, Badaki?
Look, it's definitely hard. Somebody has to catch the ball.
But they're playing the Lions though. Like there's gonna be so many opportunities to go crazy on the ground.
For the 49ers, yeah, absolutely, they are playing the Lions. But Hollywood Browns playing the Raiders. So with the expectation of this running back being this running back backfield being terrible, I think Marquise can find himself in the end zone. Sermon, can he find himself in the end zone? I'm not sure. I think he'll probably get 6 to 8 touches.
Here's what I'll say. I agree that week 1 starting Sermon is a very risky proposition, right? So I think they're both risks. Like you're starting Mostert. Sermon and Hollywood, both massive risks.
Yeah,
okay,
100%.
I think because they're playing the Raiders, I would be a little bit more comfortable with Hollywood knowing Bateman's out, everyone else is out as a running back. So I think I would slightly go Marquise as well.
That's me as well. All right, back to
did we answer
Sean.
Sean's question?
Chark.
By the way, big love for the super chat.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys. Full PPR. Another one. He's just gonna go. Allen or Murray in Superflex Dynasty. Who do you trade?
Who do you trade?
I would trade
or Murray. Could you be more specific? Which Allen? Oh, Kyler or
Kyler or Josh Allen. I'll probably say Kyler Murray. Josh Allen just signed.
Don't trade either.
Yeah, don't trade either. But if you had to trade one, I would trade Kyler Murray just because Josh Allen just signed that massive contract, and we don't know if Kyler Murray. The expectation is that he is going to sign that contract. Yeah, but we just don't know right now. We'll go with what you know. So that for me, it's definitely Josh Allen.
Big contract with Josh Allen. So I would also lean Josh Allen as far as keeping. But honestly, don't trade either if you don't have to. Massive love for those super chats, Action Jackson. That's very, very nice. Sean was a question we were at, which was full PPR: Chark, Shepard, or Hollywood Brown. So you have to choose between one of them. I'm automatically saying no to Shepard. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do feel the same way. The only way. This is hard.
I would go Chark, dude. Like against Houston.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
I feel more comfortable with Chark than Hollywood Brown this week.
You see, I think Chark is a huge risk. I think the risk with Chark is the exact same with Hollywood, in my opinion, just purely because you have Marvin Jones and Laviska there as well, where Marquise has nobody. So that's my thought process. I think all these guys are in a risk level that are all the same, in my opinion. I will go Hollywood Brown. Zach will go Chark.
Yeah. Gabriel, last we talked about trading AB was with Mixon for potential Saquon. Should have been taking that all day? Absolutely. Gabriel, if you can get Mixon or Saquon for Antonio Brown, that is a smash accept trade.
Please.
Huh?
Yeah, please do it. I need you to. Gator fan, would you be okay having both Allen Robinson and Mooney on your team? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Mooney's a guy who you're just leaving on your bench right now to see if there is upside. And if there is, you can trade one of those guys, Yeah. So I'm comfortable with that. What's up, Jacob? Kane, what's up, Kane? Said start Marquez Callaway or Jamar Chase.
Wow.
If you
That's a
watched
great
our
question.
start sits of the week on YouTube, Jamar Chase was my sit of the week along with Marquez Callaway.
So once again, you had to go in matchups. Jamar Chase is playing the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. And Callaway is playing the Packers. Yeah. So Jair Alexander, or I can't even tell you who's the corner for the Vikings. But once again, other mouths to feed there at Cincinnati.
You have to go Chase, don't you?
You do have to go Chase. You have to.
I think it's just Jair Alexander really worries me. And Callaway is literally the only guy that people are focusing in on. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's definitely difficult where there's other talent there for the Bengals.
Yeah, big love. Action Jackson said, thanks for the advice, guys. Been a subscriber and will be forever. Huge, massive love. Really Action, appreciate the super chat. That's very, very kind of you. And we'll have to put a slight disclaimer on this live stream. We're only telling you things that we would do if it was our team. Right. Unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball where we can see the future.
I wish.
Looking at the matchups and the opportunities for each player, that's how we come to these conclusions. So I hope they help you guys this week. Jacob, full PPR, Swift or Mike Davis? Swift is going to be someone that a lot of people are having questions about this week, Badaki. Do you feel comfortable with Swift or Mike Davis? Who do you feel better about?
I actually feel better with Swift. Mike Davis's matchup against the Eagles is favorable, but I think Swift is just going to bounce back to where he kind of left off last year. Or, well, he didn't
do it.
Yeah, Zach is. I think Zach is more concerned of the injury and Jamal Williams having a huge potential role.
No. I'll clarify. I'm not
Okay.
actually worried. I think Swift is going to be great this year. I don't want to start him this week against the 49ers.
Okay.
You know, week 1 coming back against a good defense, the injuries there. You know, when you look at the matchups, it feels like Mike Davis is the best option there.
Yeah, look, yeah, maybe that is the case. Let's be completely transparent. If you guys are new here, by the way, I think Mike Davis's role will kind of fade away towards the end. Kind of what happened with Todd Gurley last year. He had good workload.
It's at least questionable. Sorry to interrupt. It's just it's at least questionable. 100%. He will keep that role the entire year with Gallman.
Exactly. So now that Gallman's there, who is capable of doing something, you know, he showed up a little bit for the Giants last year when Saquon was down. You know, Davis is. I think this backfield can kind of be.
You know what's scary is when you look at their tape. Last year, Mike Davis got a shitload of opportunity, guys. Of course, he was fantasy relevant. Look at his entire career. Okay, if you look at their careers, I think it's hard to say that Davis has been, you know, ahead above Wayne Gallman. I mean, if you look at their tape, I don't know that Davis is the better running back. I'm not saying he's not, but this week against the Eagles, Davis has been there all offseason. Gallman won't be as involved yet. I would go Mike Davis against terrible defense compared to Swift coming off an injury against the 49ers. That's risk aversion for me. I'm going Mike Davis.
Yeah. Shout out to Lee for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Big love. Sorry. So do you agree with me there after talking about it?
I definitely agree with you. It's definitely.
I don't want to sway your opinion, but
no, I agree. I agree where you're coming from. I think for me, I know what Swift's role is going to be in this offense. Where Mike Davis, we think we know what his role is going to be. We think he's going to get.
I know right now this week. You know.
Yeah. That's a tough one. I think
this week. I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We're answering all your start-sit questions. We do this every Saturday night. We have a live show on Thursday Night Football and Sunday Night Football as well. Feel free to join us. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want your question answered straight away, just drop a super chat, whatever the price is that you wanted to donate, and we'll get to your question straight away. Otherwise, we will get to all the questions. It's just going to be in order. Huge love for joining us. Drop a like if you haven't. What's the next question here, Badaki? Tony?
Man, I'm trying to find my way back. Gabriel, thanks for answering the question. Jacob, no, it's Jacob Steve. Starfoot PR, yeah. Swift Mike. Yes, it is Tony. Greetings. What's up, brother? Thanks for advice. Chase Edmonds or Trey Sermon if Eckler is a no-go.
This is pretty easy.
Yeah, this is Chase Edmonds for me.
By the way, if Eckler plays, you start him.
100%. There is already reports that he is going to start week 1.
Yeah.
So
Lee Shakur, thank you for the subscribe. Big shout out to you. Should I start Deontay Johnson or Myles Gaskin as my flex this week? Hey guys, by the way, when you ask these questions, make sure you give us your format: PPR, half PPR, standard. Because if this is standard, it could change things. If this is half, it could change things. If it's PPR, I think we've already answered this, right?
Yeah.
Deontay.
We said Deontay
Johnson.
Based on the matchup and how we believe this is going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
Lee says PPR.
My heart says Gaskin. My head
says
Deontay Johnson.
Oh, another super chat. Thanks, man.
Massive love to John Hoocher. I like that.
Hutcher?
Go ahead.
No, Hutcher. I think I should trade Miles Sanders for Josh Jacobs and Tyson Williams as the new Ravens starter. I think I should trade Miles Sanders for Josh Jacobs and Tyson Williams. Look, I'm not trading for Tyson Williams. Let me tell you that right now. That's not something that I'm trading for. Not right now, and not until I understand what that role is.
The reality is that Tyson Williams could be overtaken by any of those running backs.
Exactly.
So that does make it pretty difficult. Josh Jacobs. Thank you for the other super chat. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I think I would rather have Miles Sanders at this moment, but
Yeah.
it is very close.
Yeah.
Because when I think about it, I look at the trade and I look at Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders. I don't think about Tyson Williams because he could tear his ACL. Jokes, right? That's all jokes.
And nothing can.
But
He could be irrelevant.
Latavius could be the guy. Le'Veon could be the guy. You know, so I would stick with Miles Sanders, to be honest. But massive love for that super chat, bro. If we skipped your question, guys, don't stress. We are gonna get to it. We're just answering these super chats real quick.
We got another one. That's crazy.
Another
Justin,
one.
thank you so much.
Jackson says Tyson Williams or Marquise Brown PPR flex. That's a little bit more difficult because it's PPR. Tyson's not really. We don't know much about him right now.
We don't know much
in
about
the NFL.
that role.
What'd you say?
We don't know much about that role right now. I would probably say Hollywood Brown. Once again, you think about the expectation and who is Lamar going to throw to? Hollywood is not amazing, but he can be that guy where Lamar's going to throw a 50, 40-yard bomb. And remember, Hollywood Brown has that speed, so he can get it. And then he can get you that, 10, 12, 15 points. But Tyson, we just don't know what he's going to get. Maybe he'll find the end zone, but probably 8 touches. Maybe they split it with everyone in that backfield. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I would also lean Marquise Brown, but both are high upside risk plays. But I would lead Marquise. Thank you for the super chat again. Action, you've been awesome. John says that's what I'm thinking too. You like Sanders or Jacobs more? We both like Sanders. I can promise you that more than Jacobs this year.
Yes.
Justin, thank you so much for the super chat. We are going to answer everyone's questions, guys. We're just going to get to these supers first. Thank you for the donation. That is very kind of you. Debo, Samuel, or Jerry Judy, full PPR in my flex.
Wow.
I'm going to say Debo because of the matchup. I don't know about you, Badaki. Do you feel the same way?
This is hard. Yeah.
It is a difficult one because Judy feels like, he could be on a breakout. But with the matchup of week 1, I think I would lean Debo personally.
Yeah, Debo's matchup is definitely favorable. So why not go Debo? It's a little bit more safer. That Giants secondary is decent. Is good.
Are you coming off that injury? Still, he has that hamstring injury, which is so odd, right? I mean, we're talking about not a wide receiver with a hamstring injury, and it's not Debo Samuel.
Yeah.
Hope that helps. All right, what question were we on up here? I think it was Gator, wasn't it?
Was it Gator? Would you be okay having both Allen Robinson and no? We already answered that. Sheesh, I'm really far up here.
As a follow-up, would you most prefer on your team Mooney, McCole Hardman, or Elijah Moore? I believe all 3 are their team's second wide receiver.
That's what it was.
I think I would prefer Mooney. I think Badaki would say Elijah Moore, right?
Yes, I would prefer Elijah Moore.
Okay. Michael Monzo, what's up, guys?
What's happening,
Watch
brother?
you guys live on Thursday's game. Love the content. Great idea. Big love. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, we have a live show every Thursday night and Sunday Night Football called Talk It Up.
Talk It Up.
And we basically hang out. It's just all banter. Come hang out. It was really fun. We'll be live for Bears Rams, 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jacoby Myers or Javonte Williams?
Myers.
I'm gonna assume this is PPR while I answer this.
Yes, I would definitely say Jacoby Myers.
Really, against Miami?
Yes. Over Javonte Williams?
I mean, this is just where we see Javonte Williams.
Yeah, this is where we see it different. Look, for me, I do believe in Javonte Williams. I want him to be successful. He probably will be successful. I don't believe he's going to have a massive role coming in. My expectation is that he have less than 10 touches. Zach thinks he can have more than 10. So
here's what I'll say. I will go Jacoby this week because of the matchup. I think the Giants have a decent run defense, so I will go Jacoby there as well. We have another super chat. Thank you. I don't know how to say your name.
P. Diddy Papa the Diddy Puff. P. Diddy Papa amazing. Diddy Puff.
Full PPR. Damian Harris, Waddle, or Galladay. I don't think Galladay is going to start.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Galladay could be game time decision. Waddle is a high upside guy, and Damian Harris, we expect him to have a decent workload. So I think we can both agree is going to be Damian Harris with both of us.
Yeah, Waddle feels like he has the highest upside of all these players, but Harris feels like the safest floor. So I would go Damian Harris. If Galladay starts, are you going to start him over Damian Harris? Probably not, right?
Ooh, that's hard. Galladay was weird. You had to wait and see what happens. But we know Damien Harris will have a role. I think he will find the end zone this week for sure because of now Mac Jones is a starter. He's not a threat with his legs per se.
Yeah.
So definitely Damian Harris. I got to get a new super chat thing coming up.
Yeah, we got to get a super
we
chat.
We have the basic one, which is
chats.
so funny. I was not expecting any of this. This is fun.
Yeah. If you don't know, we're going to answer everyone's questions. If you want your question answered ASAP, drop a super chat, whatever it looks like, and we'd be happy to answer it. Thank you. You guys have been amazing. Michael, to finish your question, we would both go Jacoby Myers. I don't know if we finished that.
Yes, Jacoby Myers.
Okay, we do like Sanders more than Jacobs. Absolutely. Gator says, in my Dynasty League, I have both Fant and Pitt, non-tight end premium. What type of trade do you think Fant could have? Man, Gator, we've talked about this. This is a really hard one to answer because it depends on what the people in your league, what is their viewpoint on Pitts and Fant.
Yeah, exactly.
We can have a viewpoint, but that doesn't mean that the people in your league think the same way that we do. So, it is really hard to formulate an exact trade. I say this every time when people ask, hey, what trade should I make for this? It's like going to Sonic. Okay, how many flavors of combinations of drinks can you get at Sonic?
You like Sonic?
Millions. Shout out to Sonic. But anyway, with that being said, like I really think it depends on what your league mates say. Put both of those guys on the block and see what comes up, but don't sell Pitts. Don't sell Pitts.
Yeah, you can't sell Pitts.
John says, yeah, I like Sanders a lot more, especially since they brought in Kenyon Drake. Yeah. Adithya, we are affiliated on Twitch.
Well, we are.
We're not
yet. One more step we need to do. We're just waiting for one more confirmation. Hopefully we get that email today or tomorrow. Yeah. But by the end of this week, by the week 2, absolutely guarantee we will have that Twitch affiliate up and running.
Actually, I'm gonna get to your question really quick. I just want to say something really quick. If you guys don't know, it's a pretty awesome moment for us this week. We did our first live show of Talk It Up, but we also are officially a business now. We are officially a small business. We filed to be a real business, and that's the only thing that's holding us up, that paperwork, so we can get Twitch affiliated going. Anyway, big love you guys for helping us get there. It means a lot. Action Jackson, another super chat. My guys, you're going crazy tonight. Big love. Top 5 dynasty quarterbacks, top 5 dynasty running backs. I love it. Let's talk about some dynasty on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I can bring up my rankings. I have it up right now. I think I'm
gonna bring my rankings.
It's a no-brainer for me. My top 5, currently in the NFL, obviously right now: Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert.
I'll say my top 5 in this order. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. That changed because of the contract. Badaki was not happy about it because we had a league, and I had Kyler Murray ahead of Josh Allen most of the offseason. When Josh Allen signed that 6-year contract, I think you have to keep that in mind in Dynasty. So I moved him to my number 2. Unfortunately, Badaki did not get Josh Allen, so that's why he's tight, because I got 2 in the draft. He got 3. So anyway, Patrick Mahomes 1. Murray is 3. Josh Allen's 2. Herbert 4 and Lamar Jackson 5. Running backs, Badaki.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not happy with it, but I'll tell you what it is. CMC, Saquon, Dalvin, Jonathan Taylor, and Alvin Kamara. I think if I had to switch somebody in this group and put somebody in there, will probably have to be Najee. It would either have to switch between. It'll probably be Jonathan Taylor that I move just because I'm not as high on him. But I understand why Jonathan Taylor. I know why I put him there, but I'm still not happy with it.
That's a heart overhead thing. My 100%. Top 5 in Dynasty: Christian McCaffrey is 1, Jonathan Taylor's 2, Saquon Barkley 3, Dalvin Cook 4, Alvin Kamara 5, and then I do have Najee at 6. So he is he is up there as well.
Najee is my 6 as well. So I like him a lot. Look, hey, Action Jackson, if you want, you can definitely unlock all our rankings and everything on Patreon, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. It's a way to support the show as well and get all of our rankings, our weekly rankings coming into the season, our star sit rankings as well, and bonus podcasts. Obviously our leagues are all filled up for this year. But for next year, hey, maybe you can lock in a spot. And also our fantasy hotline for any questions that you have to ask, that you would like to ask us for Zach and I. You'll be put in the chat with us, and you can ask us any questions about the whole year.
Do you guys use Underdog Fantasy, John Hoocher? We don't use it as much as I see a lot of people who do fantasy content, and they're on it every day. We like Underdog.
Underdog is more specifically
we don't
for
use
best
it
ball.
religiously.
Yeah, I think Underdog is specific. I would say their main focus for Underdog is best ball. It's not that we don't like best ball. It's not that we don't play best ball. It's just more like, I think that's not our way to play fantasy. We want to root for these guys each and every week.
We still like best ball. It's just that,
that's what I said. We like it.
There are some people out there in fantasy who literally like there are people on fantasy channels, and they do best ball drafts on Underdog every day. That's not something that we do. We like best ball, but it's just not something that we do as much as other channels, if that makes sense.
Right.
Which 49ers would you feel better being on your team, Mostert or Debo? Both are a bit injury prone. If I had to choose one, I would rather have Mostert.
I agree.
Do you agree?
I agree, yeah.
Yeah. Side question, who's your favorite fantasy app that is? This is easy for us.
Yeah, a Sleeper.
Yeah. Sleeper, if you play
Sleeper.
Dynasty, redraft, it's clean.
All of our follower leagues is in Sleeper as well. They like it a lot. It's super great. It has a little chat in there as well. It's really fun. It's super fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You thought about
should I tell the story?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Okay.
Hey guys, if you have any more fantasy questions, please drop it down. I think we've been live for nearly an hour now, 56 minutes. Let us know. Week 1 is upon us. It's crazy. We cannot wait. We're excited for football. It's going to be a long, long night. It's like waking up at Christmas.
And if you don't know, we actually are Americans, but we're living in Sydney, Australia. So the Sunday games for you will probably start midday or 10 a.m. or whatever tomorrow on Sunday. For us, it's Sunday right now. It's Sunday, 11 a.m.
right now. Yeah.
The game starts at 3 a.m. on Monday morning for us here in Sydney, Australia. So
best believe we're going to be watching it. We're going to be waking up. We're going to watch it. And not only that, we are F1 fans as well. And we're probably going to be watching that, which I think that race starts at 11 or 12. So it looks like it's an all-nighter.
Yeah, we'll see.
Zach's like, nah, I'm sleeping.
Did you watch the sprint last night?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know there was. I didn't even know it was last night.
You should go watch highlights. It's actually pretty good. We're Team Max Verstappen here, Team Red Bull. Does anyone have any more questions? I want to say a massive, massive thank you to all the super chats. You guys have been amazing.
Jackson, P. Diddy, Papa Puff, something like that. Justin, John. Who else is out there that gave a super chat? I think that's about it. Hey, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting the show. Once again, we have a live show, Talk It Up, every Thursday night and Sunday Night Football. Come hang out.
Yeah.
Cord Lopez, what's the season long outlook on Antonio Gibson? Oh, he can definitely finish in the top 8, top 5 in running backs this year. A tremendous upside for Antonio Gibson. We both love Antonio Gibson. I have him in multiple leagues. I think this offense is going to look good. I just think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be inconsistent. That's how I feel. But Antonio Gibson, very consistent. I think he can definitely pick off from where he left off last year if he stays healthy.
If you see my reactions, that's because I'm a Washington fan. And Badaki's just been talking shit about Ryan Fitzpatrick all offseason.
I like Fitzpatrick. I just think the inconsistency.
He's not the guy. He's not the guy to lead this offense.
No, he's a good guy, and he's definitely going to win you games. I just believe that there's going to be games that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to have you lose as well.
I love Gibson this year. I have him in many leagues, and I'm all about it. Action Jackson with another super chat.
Appreciate
What's up, Tommy? Pursue any Cowboys besides Zeke after Thursday?
Oh my gosh, everyone! It feels like Dak.
You can't go out and get Amari Cooper. You can't go out and get Dak Prescott. The price is too high.
Absolutely.
CeeDee Lamb you might be able to get, but honestly, his price is probably going to be too high as well. Both of these. So Dak Prescott threw 58 times. Amari had 16 targets. CD had 15 targets. I don't think you can get anyone on this team right now for a reasonable price except for Zeke, which I think he's way too low in people's eyes right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. So we just have to wait and see what happens. Maybe they have one of these boom bust games Or like someone a good person to target going into next week is Mike Evans. See what happens.
Yeah.
You know, start selling Antonio Brown if you think he's something, you know, he's not going to continue that. That's our thought process.
Yeah. I like Fitzpatrick, but wouldn't. Oh, by the way, thanks again for the super chat, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
I like Fitzpatrick, but wouldn't want him on my team, and I think everyone would say that.
Yeah.
I'm actually honestly like, so everyone would say that unless they're a Washington fan.
Zach was actually an advocate he was like, if there was somebody that was on a free agent quarterback, it was Fitzpatrick. You were excited to have Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. I'm actually ecstatic to have Fitzpatrick. I mean, if you would have had the running backs that or the quarterbacks that we've had for like the past since Kirk Cousins.
JK's the boss. Thanks for subscribing, brother.
Since Kirk Cousins, it's been trash. I mean, Haskins, Alex Smith, you know, Kyle Allen.
How do you feel about that?
It's been rough, guys.
How do you feel about that? You know, with how Kyle or Kirk Cousins has played in.
I think we made the right decision in Minnesota. By not giving him the contract that he got.
He didn't play amazing, but I think he can definitely win games.
Yeah, no, he's a good quarterback.
Okay.
And our team would be better with him, but I do think financially it was the right decision to not give him the amount of money that he was given.
Okay, that's fine.
So, by the way, we just got a new supporter over on Patreon.
Oh, really?
Yes, massive shout out to Justin Curry. I assume you're on the live stream. So you just signed up to the Fantasyland Close Friends Plus tier, which is amazing, Justin. You have now unlocked something called the Fantasy Hotline, which is where you have a direct line to Benaki and myself through Discord.
Yeah.
Join our Discord if you haven't yet, and expect a message from us after this live stream. We'll hook you up with that. Big love for supporting the show. That means a lot.
I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Well, now you have the fantasy hotline, which is awesome. So ask us any questions, guy. There's so many people here that support us. If I'm not, I think Gator fan is a supporter. If I'm not mistaken, Thomas here is a supporter. Yeah. Like we have a lot of people that support us and that have that chat with us at any time. So feel free to ask us any questions. Gator fan.
Gator.
Yeah. Do you think Latavius Murray will end up being the RB1 in Baltimore? And if where would you feel comfortable ranking him, like a mid-high RB2? Look, that would be too high for us. Latavius Murray is definitely probably low-end RB3, high-end RB4. This is not a guy that we're happy to be going out and trading for. If you want, you can take an opportunity and get him off the waiver wires if he's available without dropping any value. But at the moment, this is still so early. You're taking a chance. If you pick up Latavius Murray, he probably won't be relevant for, a couple more weeks.
When I think about the most disgusting backfields in fantasy right now, the Texans have to be up there. I think the Ravens are really close to
Isn't that crazy how that
who
happened?
The hell is going to be the person long term. Like this week, I think it's Tyson Williams, but long term is it going to be Le'Veon?
Yeah.
Is it going to be Tyson? Is it going to be Latavius? Are they all going to be worked in? I mean, these guys aren't young either. So I'm personally not targeting any of those running backs unless you can get them off the waiver and just see what happens. Like it's not a situation I love.
Yeah.
Tommy says Jonnu or Fant full PPR.
Fant against the Giants. Jonnu
probably
against
have
Miami.
to go Fant. Hey.
Yeah, has to be Fant.
I would say this. Jonnu has a higher upside, but I am going to go with Fant because I feel like there's a safer floor.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
I 100% agree. I agree. I was just Corey Lopez with Magic is great for fantasy. Yeah, he's decent if you're streaming quarterbacks. If you need somebody for a bye week, I think it's decent.
Even for Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas, he's great for fantasy. I mean, having him compared to Alex Smith last year, this is what's crazy. Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas, they put up great years last year with Alex Smith and Dwayne Haskins as their quarterbacks. People are trying to get Terry off me in a league, but I'm not selling unless I have a good offer.
Yeah.
John Hoocher, is Dwayne Haskins the best option for the Steelers next year?
Hey. This is the first thing I said when I saw Dwayne Haskins come onto the field, and Zach didn't agree. He looked decent. And there is promise for Dwayne Haskins to be under Mike Tomlin. I personally think so. What would that look like? I don't know. I really don't know. there is a little glimmer of hope for me for Dwayne Haskins as the quarterback for the Steelers. Does that help fantasy? I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I really don't know.
I'll tell you this as a Washington fan.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you have hope for Dwayne Haskins is the moment you've lost it all.
Hey, Jackson, man, thank you so much, brother. We really appreciate you.
We're going to get to all the questions. We're just going to answer the super chat real quick. Action Jackson, thank you so much again. You're killing it with the super chats tonight. Opinions on owning your own handcuffs. I prefer it. I'm not a massive fan of the handcuff game. Depending on the running back.
I think the reason, it also depends on the running back, and also the reason why we're not a huge fan of the handcuff is because, one, I don't think the handcuffs are reliable. Last year, Mike Davis was crazy.
He was the exception, but think about when Dalvin Cook went out.
Exactly.
Everyone was like, start Madison. Madison. That was a bust week.
But at the same time, we like to go have a deep running back room. So we're happy with our RB3 if our RB1 or 2 is out for 1 or 2 weeks. That's the chances that we take, to have that running back room depth, just so we are okay with it.
It really depends on the situation, right? I mean, you think about the situations like Alvin Kamara. I mean, I would definitely want his the handcuff there and Jones. You think about McCaffrey. I mean, would Hubbard be the guy? I don't know. I don't know. You think about
Hubbard
Derrick Henry.
Though.
Is there really a true handcuff there? But then you think about Aaron Jones. Like, I think A.J. Dillon is a handcuff I absolutely want on my team. Whether I have Aaron Jones or not. Then we go down the list. Najee Harris. There's no one there that I feel like would be the workhorse. Austin Eckler. When he was about to go out this week, everyone was like, "Who do I get?" I was like, "I don't think you should roster any of them."
Yeah.
There's just too many people that could be relevant.
100%.
So I think you think about guys like Pollard, great handcuff. But it really depends on the situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think it was Donovan.
I think it was Donovan, right?
Yeah, Donovan. I don't think we ever had you here. Thank you for coming through, man. How are you feeling about Justin Jefferson this year? There's some opportunity. Look, I personally don't believe he can finish in the top 10 this year. I think he could be a top 15 wide receiver. It's definitely still early. Last year was a rookie year and he did really great, but I know maybe Zach will disagree with me. There's value in him in fantasy, no doubt about it. Top 10. Maybe he finishes just outside the top 10.
Okay. Here's the thing. I've been lower on Jefferson than the fantasy community. Maybe we both have. But I think that's because people were having him as a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with him as a top 10, but I don't have him as a top 5 wide receiver. I think Adam Thielen's still going to be involved. I think this defense is going to be better. I think Dalvin Cook's going to be the focal point of the offense. So these are all the things that we believe. Now, what will happen during the season? That's obviously harder to predict. But I like Justin Jefferson. I want him on my teams, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to get him in drafts because I think his ADP was a little bit unrealistic. So I think he's going to be great, but I think top 10, not top 5 this year.
Okay.
How long? What's up, Matthew? We're about to get to your question. Gator says, how long do you think it is until Field starts?
Oh, I think week 4, week 5. They have a cup. This game feels difficult for the Bears, so that's not a good start. But I think the next 2 games are pretty easy. I guess you can say, quote unquote, easy. For Andy Dalton to win. So we'll need to see. But I think 4, 5, 6 around there.
It's hard to say. I mean, he could honestly, week 2 it could happen. But the reality is these coaches are coaching for their lives this year. So I think you should expect it in the first 8 weeks at any point. I think it could happen. Matthew, would you bench Allen Robinson? I'm starting Lockett and Kupp and have Corey Davis on the bench. Would you bench A-Rob for Davis? We talked about this before, but it's our opinion that you don't sit stars, and Allen Robinson is a star.
Yeah, Allen Robinson is a star. You can't do it.
I think Corey Davis is going to have a great week. He probably has a better matchup, but I would rather be wrong about Allen Robinson than sit him. Do you know what I mean? He's just a star. We don't sit our stars.
It's definitely a tough matchup. Jalen Ramsey's there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're playing the Rams. Jalen Ramsey's there. Definitely going to be guarding Allen Robinson. It's going to be a tough matchup, but it's also hard.
If I have A-Rob, I'm starting him.
Yeah, it's also hard to not start him. John. Also, it's
Hutcher. So not Hoocher, because I keep saying Hoocher. I don't know. I'm a massive Office fan. I mean, it's not like everyone loves The Office, right?
Hutcher.
But there's a scene where Kevin's like, "It's not Ashton Kutcher." So that's why I was like Hoocher. Anyway,
Hutcher. Awesome, man.
Hutcher.
Gator fan. Start one in full PPR. Connor, Gage, Gabriel Davis, or Rondell Moore. Oh gosh, I think let me get rid of Gage. Let me get rid of. Yeah, let me just get rid of Gabriel right now. Oh, Gage, sorry. Not Gage. Get rid of Gage, sorry. Gabriel Davis is somebody we haven't really talked about as much, so let's talk about him. Rondell Moore, Connor.
Assuming that's James Conner.
Yeah,
that is not fun. That is not fun.
You know, you think of upside.
There's a high chance we're wrong with this answer.
You think of upside. You know, I think we can both say we like Rondell Moore because of his upside.
Yeah.
Gabriel Davis, there's opportunity there as well, but I think now that Cole Beasley has kind of come to his senses, he didn't come to his senses, but like he's playing and doesn't look like he's not going to be out or not retire because of this whole COVID thing. Gabriel Davis's stock kind of drops. Emmanuel Sanders is there a little bit.
So here's what makes this hard. I don't want to start any of these guys week one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree. If I had to give you an answer, I will go upside, and I'll probably say Rondell Moore. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But I'll probably
honestly this is probably a question I'm the least confident answering tonight. But
it's a loose question.
There's a high chance we're wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
I would go Rondell as well for the upside.
We're gonna give you an answer, and then it's gonna be completely wrong. Like that's really hard.
Kieran, genuine thoughts on Latavius Murray's usage in the Ravens backfield? Give it to Murray. We've actually talked about this Ravens backfield a lot tonight, but I don't know, man. I have no idea who's going to be. I don't think there's a workhorse. Let's say that. I don't think there's a workhorse in that backfield. I feel like it's really crowded for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, it is. You know, when I first came in, when Latavius Murray and Le'Veon Bell got Devonta Freeman's there, by the way. Let's not forget about Devonta.
A lot of people there.
Let me just say, anyways, when Le'Veon Bell first came in, I was like, oh, he could have some opportunity. And then Latavius got picked up, and then it was Devonta, and now it's Tyson Williams and Latavius Murray are my top two guys as I get closer and closer to the game. I'm not excited about Latavius. I'm not excited about Tyson. It seems like, and it feels like that gut feeling going into it for tomorrow seems like Tyson is going to be a guy that probably sees the end zone, that probably gets 8 to 12 touches, and we'll see what happens. But we're not excited about it.
I see Kieran's comment down there. It says Lev won't get off the practice squad. I think he has to. Like, they need depth.
I think Devonta Freeman won't get off the practice squad unless one of those guys get hurt.
I mean, if I have a free spot on my bench, I'm probably picking up Latavius, seeing what happens. But I'm not excited about season long for any Ravens running back because I have no idea who it's going to be.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Declan, Javonte Williams, and Marquez Callaway full point PPR. That is a very tough decision there.
I think we had that question as well before. I think I said Callaway and you said Javonte.
No, we haven't had that specific question. We've talked about those guys a lot tonight, but that specific question we have not had. So, are you gonna go with Marquez Callaway then?
Yeah, I'm saying it's difficult. Look, just to preface this question, Javonte Williams going against the Giants' run defense, which is decent. Marquez Callaway is going against Jair Alexander. So take that as you will. That's hard. Marquez Callaway is the only guy in that offense in the wide receiver room that Jameis Winston can target. So it's going to be difficult. And Javonte Williams is technically splitting, at least the expectation is that he's splitting with Melvin, which I don't believe Javonte will get more than 10 touches. I could be wrong.
I think he will.
And Zach is on the other side. So that's why I'm going to go Marquez because he's the only target, in my opinion. But it's also hard because of Jair.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Marquez as well because it's PPR, but it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun at all. That's not a fun decision. Not all good feelings on Kyler. I own one of his rookies. That's why I'm asking. I like Kyler.
Yeah.
Badaki has this unexplainable hate for him.
I like Kyler. I just don't believe he's gonna.
There's a lot of arguments for us, Kyler Murray.
I like Kyler. I like Kyler as a person. I like Kyler as a player. I do not believe he's going to be a top 5 quarterback. That's all I said. That's literally all I said. I just don't. If I had to pick somebody else, I would rather have Lamar. I would rather have Josh Allen. I'd rather have Justin Herbert. But I have Kyler Murray ranked because I have to respect him.
Look, I love Kyler Murray.
Doesn't mean I
think he absolutely can make people fantasy relevant. I think he's a great quarterback, and I would love to have him as, the quarterback to my wide receiver. Max, what's up? I don't think we've had you over here, Max, on the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
I have Rams defenses. I was wondering if I start Allen Robinson or Brandon Ayuk, or should one be flex? But I also have Miles Sanders at my flex spot right now. I think Miles Sanders, again, he has a great matchup. So
against the Falcons,
you would leave him there, right?
Yeah, I would leave him. I think if there was one person we had to sit is Ayuk. I understand Allen Robinson is hard, but you have to start your stars. We've been saying that the whole time.
Yeah, and also Ayuk is coming off the hamstring, so
it's definitely a good matchup against the Lions.
It's
a great matchup against the Lions, the 49ers. It's Miles Sanders has upside though.
It's tough. Sorry, I would probably sit Ayuk this week, which is crazy. It sounds like you have an amazing squad, so you should be fine.
Yeah. You guys trust Cortland Sutton this week? People forget he's a beast. Look, I believe in Cortland. Okay, if I had him on my team, I don't have any stock of him, which is so frustrating. But if I had Cortland, I believe I will start him. Remember, he is probably going to be lined up against James Bradbury, who did really decent against these wide receivers. Cortland Sutton is a beast. I do believe he came back in that preseason game. He looked decent. He fell on that knee. He was cutting. He was doing everything. I like him. Zach probably doesn't feel that way though.
I think Judy's a better wide receiver,
but that doesn't mean
Sutton. Sorry,
I believe Judy's the better wide receiver.
Doesn't mean Sutton's not valuable, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would start him depending on my options this week. It depends on what your squad looks like. But I'm not confident in starting Sutton this week. I think it's, as much as I don't want to say it, because Badaki will love it. Giants have a good pass defense. So it's not something I want to be doing, but it depends on the options. Donovan, is Antonio Gibson going to have a good game against the Chargers full PPR this week? I couldn't tell you exactly what it's going to look like, but what I can tell you is Gibson needs to be started in every single league. You can't sit Antonio Gibson. I think he has a good chance to get into the end zone. He's obviously the goal line running back there. I think hopefully we will see more usage in the passing game, but you're absolutely going to be starting him.
Yeah, I agree. Matt, Shenault, Swift, Henderson, or Devonta Smith? Hey, thank you so much for subscribing there on Twitch. I don't even know how to say Polly Boy. And we just got another super chat. I think we were in the middle of the question. We actually answer the question because I was in the middle of reading it. I'll go straight to super chat.
Let's do Matt's. Actually, we said we would answer super chat straight away. Sorry, Matt. Well, we will get to your question 1 second. Appreciate the super chat. Favorite college and NFL player / team. So this is pretty easy for us. I am a Washington football team fan. My favorite player would probably have to be Terry McLaurin. Badaki?
Yeah, I'm a New York Giants fan, and it's say. Give it a say.
My favorite college team is the University of Virginia, the Cavaliers. Born and raised, but we're not very good in football. We obviously won the March Madness not too long ago, but
yeah, for me, it probably have to be. Look, I like college football. I don't necessarily am 100% religious. I only follow it because of the people coming into the NFL. But at the moment, I'm really liking Ole Miss. If I had to commit to somebody, it's Ole Miss, and I don't know why. Maybe because of Elijah Moore. I'm a little bit of a bandwagoner right now. Matt, once again, Shenault, Swift, Henderson, or Devonta Smith for a full flex, full PPR. Also, do you think I should put Swift or Henderson over Carson as my RB2?
No.
Answer number one.
That last question, no.
No. Okay. So for me personally,
is this you have an amazing team. These decisions,
look,
wow.
right off the bat, I'm sitting Henderson. I'm probably sitting Devonta because I believe in Shenault more. So now the two guys I'll be tossing it up between is Shenault and Swift. That's me. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say Shenault because they're playing the Texans and that the opportunity is amazing there for Shenault. We're really high on Shenault. Swift, I love. And I don't know how you can sit Swift because I do believe he's going to at least find the end zone, a PPR guy. It's really difficult. Those two are kind of back to back for me. But
in all transparency, we could be very wrong on this question, just being honest, because you have a lot of great roles with all these players and high upsides. So the chances of us being wrong with this question is very high, but I would also agree I would go Shenault. Kev, I just traded Nick Chubb and Corey Davis for Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
good trade. Yes,
I think so. Absolutely.
Look at the rest of the question. You got Stephon Diggs.
You got Diggs in. Clyde is my guy this year. I think Clyde is going to be skyrocketing. I cannot wait to see him. I'm
not as high on Clyde as other people.
Yeah, I love Clyde. Oh my goodness.
But I love that you got Diggs. And if it's PPR, that's a massive win for your team. My two starting receivers are now Stephon Diggs and Davante Adams with Josh Allen at quarterback. I mean, do we even play the rest of the season or do we just give Kev the championship at this point?
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, if it's a PPR league and you have Davante Adams and Stephon Diggs,
that's nasty, bro.
Everyone in your league just completely fucked up.
That's nasty.
Let's be honest.
Hey, some news here. Some news.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, it's just for me. Giants running back Saquon Barkley, who was listed as questionable, has been medically cleared and set to return Sunday versus the Broncos. What's that workload look like? Who knows?
I mean, I don't think that's a surprise, though.
I mean,
I think the workload's the question.
Big boost for him. Let's go, baby. Neo football.
We have a question on Twitch. We missed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pauly boy. Start Demont or Robbie Anderson, David Montgomery or Robbie Anderson. It feels hard to sit David Montgomery in that scenario.
It does feel hard to sit. You think of this matchup, PPR opportunity. You expect Robbie kind of picking it off from before. Ooh, that's hard.
It is very, very difficult. I think PPR, I might, because the Rams defense is legit.
That's what I'm saying. I probably have to go Robbie purely based on the matchup and that Rams defense.
I hate it, but I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I think that's one that I think I could regret at the end of the week, but I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks for following over there on Twitch, by the way.
Yeah.
Tyler, what's up, my guy? I don't think we've had you on the stream before. Flex, Swift or Gaskins? I think I would go Gaskin. Patriots. I don't know if Badaki feels the same way, but
that's hard. I think I like Swift more in that scenario. Gaskin has a great matchup. Look, based on matchup, if I had to give you an answer, Gaskin is the better answer. My heart is telling me to go DeAndre Swift. That's what I can. That's how I'm going to answer that question.
I'm going Gaskin, but I understand why you would go Swift. I think that's a very much a toss up, but I would go Gaskin. We got a super chat.
Yeah, Carl Lopez, thank you so much, man. Let's talk about this one more time. Start 3, full PPR. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Chase Edmonds, or Sutton.
This is easy for me, bro.
Yeah.
Cord, this is easy for me. It's DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and Chase Edmonds. I am sitting Cortland Sutton. I know there's a mental part of this where you're like, I don't want to start two wide receivers from the same team. If they weren't on the same team and you were just looking at them, subjectively, as far as what is their possible output, I think you would choose Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. I think that's what you would do. I understand there's a mental part of it, but if you sit DJ Moore and Robbie doesn't have a better game, or vice versa, you will be upset at yourself.
But it's the same thing.
It's a great matchup for the Jets.
I think it's the same thing with anyone. Like if you sit Chase
but
and
when
you
I
get
look
upset.
At the matchup,
if you sit Sutton, you get upset. Yeah, you have to look at the matchup.
Who do you want? Who do you want as a matchup?
I personally think that
you want. Come on. Who's the better matchup?
This is easy. Once again, Cardinals is going against the Titans. How good was that defense last year? It wasn't the best. Okay.
Well, we're not talking about Edmonds. Edmonds is a start.
Chase Edmonds. Well, that's the thing. Yes, because it's 3. There's 3 people. So Chase Edmonds. Look,
come on, bro. It's a simple question.
Look, I'm gonna
What's
give
the
I'm
better
gonna
matchup.
I'm gonna give
simple question.
Yeah, the better matchup is Robbie. The Carolina Panthers wide receivers, no doubt about it. Okay, if I had to start one, because I'm telling you, I think everyone could agree with this. It would be difficult to start 2 wide receivers on the same team. I completely agree that like it is the better matchup. I would pick Robbie and then Cortland because I don't feel comfortable starting 2 wide receivers on the same team. That is my personal feeling. Yes, I agree.
Great.
I agree that DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Chase Edmonds, you probably have to start because based off matchup. I can agree with Zach. I just don't like it. That's all I can say. I don't know
what to say. I mean,
I'm saying I agree with you. I say I agree with you. I'm just don't. It's hard for me to start those 2. That's what I have to say for Cord.
Yeah. For me, I understand it's a mental part of it, but if you looked at these guys objectively,
I'm really interested in what Cord is actually thinking, though. You know, like, are you feeling the same way? Like, can you not start 2 guys on the same team, or are you like, it doesn't matter? Like, you're just happy to do that? Because if you're happy to do that, then the answer is to start DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I would start Edmonds, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I don't want to sit Robbie or sit DJ, and then they're on my bench and they have a better game than Sutton, and I'm upset at myself because I started them. I sat one because of them being on the same team. I would say I would probably be looking to trade one of those guys after this week. I'm not really wanting to have, those guys on my team because they're so close, and every week it's going to be really difficult for you. Sutton could have a great game, but I'm going to go the Carolina wide receivers.
Okay. Going to start both Carolina wide receivers. You see?
Swift or Gaskins? I said Gaskin. Badaki said Swift.
Yep.
By the way, thank you for the super chat, Cord.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother.
You want to go Greer's
question?
Question?
Start 2. Carson Wentz, Mac Jones, Mixon, Clyde, DJ Moore, or Chubb. Wait, what?
So, obviously, start a quarterback, start a running back, right?
Okay, so, there's a wide receiver.
Wait. Start 2? This is super flex?
Start 2. Carson Wentz, Mac Jones, Mixon, Clyde, DJ Moore, or Chubb. What? Greer.
When you guys ask questions, make sure you say if it's PPR, super flex,
it's super
PPR
flex
standard. If I'm choosing between the quarterbacks, I'm going Wentz. I like the matchup better. It is super flex.
I agree.
I would probably start Mixon
against the Vikings.
No, Chubb. I would start Chubb.
It has to be Chubb. I was gonna my first 2 guys.
How small is that league though? Because you shouldn't have that many options.
That looks like an 8-man league potentially.
Unless you have just an amazing team.
Still, because I like Clyde. Clyde's my guy, but I'm still starting Chubb over Clyde.
The fact that you have to choose between Mixon, Clyde, and Chubb is
12-man
disgusting.
Dynasty.
Every week, that's going to be so frustrating.
I mean, you either freaking disrespected somebody in a trade, or your people just don't know how to draft.
Okay, breaking news. I'm told Giants are not planning a pitch count for Saquon Barkley. Don't count on his pre-injury count of 80% snaps, but he's not going in knowing with a predetermined limit of X touches or snaps. So that is good for fantasy.
I don't see that at the moment, but yeah, that's great that you got that.
that is what you want to hear.
That's what you want to hear. Talk it up for Saquon. I said it every single day. You draft Saquon as a top 5 running back, and he's gonna get the opportunity. He's gonna bring it right back in. Woo! Talk it up, boys.
I love it.
I love Say. You know me, Saquon Barkley.
To answer your question, I would go Chubb, but honestly, it's 12-man dynasty. I don't understand. Are your wide receivers really bad?
Okay, let's eliminate. Right?
You don't start Mac Jones, rookie, against Miami.
Yes.
You just don't know. That's unknown.
Mm-hmm. And you don't.
DJ Moore has a great. Honestly, Mixon, Clyde, DJ Moore. those are all guys that you should be starting. Like there shouldn't be an option to not start them. That makes it really difficult.
I think if I had to start, look, for super flex, you put a quarterback, no doubt about it, okay? And then you pick somebody else. So Mac Jones is out. For me, DJ Moore is out. I'm probably starting one of these running backs, Mixon, Clyde, or Chubb. According to my rankings, according to my thought process, according to matchup, probably Chubb. That's also hard because Chubb is playing the Chiefs. So
yeah, that does make it hard. What if they get up early?
If they get
honestly, it might be Joe Mixon.
It could be Mixon against the Vikings.
I think it is Joe Mixon. I hate it though. You should not put yourself in these scenarios. Trade if you have bad wide receivers or you need an upgrade.
Well, he says he also has AJ Brown, DK, Terry, JT, Najee, Kyler, and Kittle. Doesn't make any sense as a 12-man league.
No one in that league knows what they're doing. Is this a money league? Because I mean, you've got the money at this point.
Tyler. Also, I traded.
So sorry, do we find a conclusion? I would go Mixon.
Yeah, it was Mixon Wentz, based on matchup.
Go ahead.
Tyler. Also, I traded Diggs, which was painful for Eckler and Deontay Johnson. Feedback: is this a regret or a potential come up? I traded Diggs, which was painful,
for Eckler and Deontay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Actually.
I'm okay with that.
I like Eckler.
I love Diggs. I want him on every team, but I'm assuming you need help at running back, and you got Eckler, who for me is a RB5 this year. And Deontay in PPR leagues has great upside. So you obviously hurt at wide receiver, but I'm okay with that trade.
Yeah.
2-part question. Would you rather have Robbie Anderson or Lockett?
Thanks for following Taco Truck on Twitch. Appreciate you, man. We'll get to your question as soon as possible. Would you rather have
Robbie Anderson or Lockett? And Claypool or Antonio Brown? I would rather have probably Tyler Lockett and probably Chase Claypool, to be honest. What about you?
Yeah. I think if I had it, I'll probably rather just have Robbie Anderson and Lockett, but Lockett in I think Claypool's boom or bust. I'd rather have Antonio Brown.
I would rather have Claypool, to be honest.
I think the Claypool and Antonio are in the same category for me.
If you look at these guys, who's got the youth, the chance to expand a role? I think that's Claypool. So I would go Lockett and Claypool. You would go Anderson and
I would go Lockett and AB.
Okay. Cord says he's going to start both Carolina wide receivers.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's great. It's all about what you think, how you feel, with your gut. If you're okay starting both Carolina wide receivers, you do that, but I'm happy. I think it's the right way.
Agree. You have an amazing team. Tyler said his RBs are now Clyde, Swift, and Eckler. I mean, that's great, especially if you're in a PPR league.
Taco, on there on Twitch. Nicole, Harmon, or Brandon Cooks? Oh gosh,
it sucks, but Cooks.
Yeah, it does suck, but it has to be Cooks.
Like we said before, McCole Hardman's only chance at fantasy relevancy is probably a long touchdown pass, which can happen, but you don't bank on that in fantasy. Thanks for the question over there on Twitch.
Yeah,
John Hutcher, thoughts on DK? I love DK.
Yeah. We like DK a lot.
Huh?
I said we like DK a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
there are some people in the community who's saying he's going to get found out this year. Someone in our league, actually, a good friend of the show, Daniel Ilioy.
Good friend of the show. He's mad because I drafted DK.
I love him. I think he's attached to a great quarterback. In Dynasty, there's probably only one wide receiver I want. Actually, I think he is my wide receiver 1 in Dynasty.
Yeah, he is your wide receiver 1.
So I'm obsessed with him in Dynasty. And in redraft, I think he has a great chance to finish top 5 again. So, yeah, I love DK.
Yeah.
All right, I think this will be the last question.
Yeah, last question, guys. Start sit. Once again, we have a show, Talk It Up, every Thursday night and Sunday night. So we're going to be recapping everything that happened fantasy in that show. And then we're also going to be watching the Sunday night game. So come through on that.
7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Absolutely.
Sunday night.
And we're streaming here on YouTube and on Twitch. We're not showing the game. We're talking about the game and watching the game with you. So come join us as well in there. But yeah, look, put your last questions in. These are going to be the last questions. We've been live for nearly an hour and a half already. Thank you so much for everyone that supported the show and did super chat and subscribe. Huge love.
Yeah. All right. Full point PPR, Allen Robinson or Robbie Anderson. Ramsey scares me.
100%.
Yeah.
We said it many times. You have to start your stars. These guys, yes, Ramsey does scare me too, but Allen Robinson is a top 10 wide receiver, and Robbie Anderson he's a good wide receiver, but you just have to start your stars, man. It's week 1. Yeah. Don't overcomplicate it.
And I am okay to be wrong on Allen Robinson this week, but I'm not going to sit him and be wrong that way. I would rather be wrong by playing him than sitting him, and then he has a great game. You know what I mean? I can't sit Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, John. We're big fans of DK as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This was awesome. We do this every Saturday night.
Yeah. Thanks for subscribing there. Winner. I don't even know who's the winner. Thanks, fellas. No worries, guys. We really appreciate you. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, big love, guys. Again, we do these start sits every Saturday night. We have to get off now because it's been a long time and we got to do a couple of things. Thanks for joining us. Every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be live. We also have Talk It Up live show for Thursday Night Football and Sunday Night Football. Join us Sunday at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will see you there, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Robbie Anderson and Connor for Lockett, a fair trade. I don't think there's enough of an upgrade there for me, Gator. Do you agree, Badaki?
I agree. Not enough.
All right.
Hey,
guys.
Huge love. Huge love.
By the way, message us, Gator, if you have any questions over there on Patreon.
Yeah, and whoever signed up for Patreon, we'll get you all set up very soon here. I forgot the name.
It was Justin Curry.
Justin, if you're still in the chat and still on the live stream, we will be setting you up on Patreon right now. Once again, if you want to support the show and have any these kind of Q&As or whatever you want, any questions that you have, sign up to our Patreon, to our Close Friends Plus tier. You get that fantasy hotline anytime you want. The link is down below, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. Great way to support the show and have 2 fantasy guys answer any of your questions throughout the whole season. So huge love, guys.
Massive.
Huge love.
All right, guys.
Deuces.